Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Puck and Stuff podcast.
Woo!
Episode, well, not an episode, but what we're going to try and do here now, ladies and gentlemen, is now there's a playoff series. The Calgary Flames are playing, and I don't know if you know this.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Crazy. So we're going to try and do a recap of every two games. That's our plan. So welcome to Flames Playoff Recap.
The
Part
first
one.
episode of Flames Playoff Recap.
Remember, this is also sponsored by, A Man Can Dream.
A man can dream.
So,
All
B-Dawg,
right. Yeah,
we
what's
have
up?
some stuff to think about.
Yes,
so,
we do.
we did go to game one. That was awesome. Game two,
Yeah.
we went to the Red Lot. So, we joined in the festivities to watch these games.
Both were
I gotta
crazy.
say, it was emotional-wise, just going to it was a lot of fun, and it was worth it. And that was what makes playoffs really fun, right? It's
Yes,
just
of course.
it's the atmosphere and just being able to celebrate with the city and with fellow people or people who have the same interests as you.
Yeah.
Really.
It's really cool. It was really cool experience. I've never been to a playoff game, and going to the Flames one was absolutely insane. And also, we did make a vlog on it for game one, so if you guys want to check that out, it's all on the YouTube channel as well. Shout that out quickly. And wow, that is just a whole different experience than going to a
No,
regular
the
season game.
atmosphere is
It's
a different
Oh my
thing.
god, it's insanity.
Like even the warm-ups. Peter Lubardius of the Flames radio, the color commentator, was saying, he was like, I knew that this was gonna be, like the playoff crowd, a different crowd, because as soon as warm-ups, and I agree with that. Remember how loud it was when the warm-ups? It sounded like a full crowd.
I thought the game was about
The
to
warm-ups.
start.
It was crazy. I'm like, this is warm-ups. Yeah, I know, the Flames was rocking, and it was like every hit was a cheer. Every Lou for Lucic was loud as heck.
Erupted this
The
building.
goal
Oh my
was
God.
absolutely loud. Even when the parts of the fights for the first game, right, when Chucky was getting in their kitchens, same with Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Man, Klingberg must hate us, our guts.
Oh, it's okay. We hit his oak too,
Man,
so it works
all
out.
the fans and like it was great.
Oh, love the whole thing of it.
Just love the atmosphere. Honestly, it's something that definitely hope to be able to experience a little bit more throughout the next few months here for sure.
I think Flames fans are hated a little bit more than they should, in my opinion. But yeah, I kind of see where they come from at the same time.
I don't know. I mean, they're passionate. I don't think we're really disrespectful.
No, we haven't.
I don't
We didn't riot,
True, we didn't burn our city down,
even though that puck was in the net in 2004. I don't care what anyone
but
says. Okay,
so
so
don't see any problem with it. Yeah, so
I guess we'll jump right into it. So Tristan, obviously when we went to game one, we came on top 1-0. The first line basically scored. Elias Lindholm, Kachuk, and Gaudreau got the assist and the goal. And wow, it was overall the whole game was just like ours. Like if you really look at it, it was our game.
it really was. But it was one of those games where, yeah, full possession, but if they got a lucky balance, they scored.
Would have been a
Then
completely
it's
different
tied,
game.
and then it's like, oh my goodness, right? And you really don't think about that.
Markstrom killed it.
Being at that game, yeah, you could tell, and it was really enjoyable. One thing I do have to say though is a lot of people who I was watching it at home was saying the game was boring. Yeah, these games are Saturday games. There wasn't a lot of scoring, but I think to a T, the defense was playing phenomenal. Markstrom with the shutout, well deserved. Markstrom has been no problem. I have no problem with Markstrom. I don't think I'll say. I have nothing really else to say. I'll probably only talk about Markstrom once or twice in this episode just because he's just been solid. Simple as that.
It's kind of weird to be in a Flames playoff series where the goaltending is as good as that. You could probably go back to Kiprusoff for that example.
It's weird knowing that you have confidence in your goaltending.
And your defense.
Yeah.
It's really
Exactly.
your forward. That was my biggest issue after watching game one and game two was just the change in offensive possession, and our zone time just dropped out of nowhere because Dallas stepped up that game for sure. And obviously the Flames in the second game, we lost 2-0. It wasn't Markstrom's fault.
No, that was Joe Pavelski. That is a skill tip.
Oh my
That's
God.
not luck. That's nothing beyond just pure skill.
Good, great player.
Like,
Oh my
I don't
God.
even, man. It's like Robertson just there's a perfect setup, and that tip, like, just as a fan, like, I wasn't even mad when that goal had. I was just like, dude, that's just a
That's
good
just
goal.
a good tip.
Like, I have to applaud it, and like the whole time too. It's like you gotta even say we're talking about goaltending. Shout out Jake Ottinger. These 2 games he's also played phenomenal.
True.
He's paid $925K right now. I saw a stat where it's like 6 of the starting goaltenders right now, because a lot of goalies are injured, are making under $1 million.
Really?
Starting contract. It is just a different. It's weird, man. But goalies are, even in these other series. I mean, we're not going to talk about these too much today, but these starting goalies, or these new goaltenders, I guess you can say, really are having impacts in a lot of these series. And so we can see that with this Dallas one. I mean, I really think Ottinger's the reason why Game 1 wasn't 4-1 or 4-0.
It wasn't as action packed as
but
you thought it would.
you can say the same with the Game 2. Markstrom's the reason why that game wasn't 5-0. It really was a 1-0 loss, like you were saying yesterday, because, well, it was an empty net goal for the second goal. But
Yeah.
I got something to say before we keep adding.
All right,
The
go.
fact that you pull the goalie when you don't have complete possession in the other zone boggles my mind. Because as soon as
Yeah.
we pull him,
We still had
They
more
chip-
than a minute left. Too.
but they chip the puck in, and then we don't have full possession, and then they get it, and then boom, goes to the other end for an
Yeah.
easy just tap in.
That was
I don't know. I have a bone to pick with that.
like about the second game. It's like, if you look on paper with like their stats and everything, we technically outplayed them with the puck and everything.
If the win
But-
meter mattered, we would have won a lot of games. You probably would have won like 90% of our games in the regular
Yeah,
season.
probably 100%. But dude, if you look at the giveaways, and like we had that game, 21 giveaways in the second game. Dallas only gave up 8.
That's what
That
boggles
is
me.
insanity. Like, what was game 1's again?
12 for the Flames, 11 for the Stars.
Yeah, so it's pretty even. But what the hell what changed so quick?
It's the same story as what it was in the regular season. Too many penalties, too many giveaways, cost you the loss.
Yeah.
It seems like you take those 2 out, the team has a sufficient, almost an A+ game every night when those aren't really a factor. And that was a big factor, the giveaways. We noticed it. The amount of times when we were watching that game, and you hear like everyone else in the roll up like, "Oh God, no, come on, man! Like another giveaway, right? Just come on, Backlund." You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to ego Backlund here,
Backlund
but
hasn't
Backlund
been
had a
playing
few
great. Mishaps.
mishaps. Yeah, no, for sure. Heck, even Tanev did, as much as like I praise him all the time because how much I think he's such a staple. But
To that defense, he is, but maybe a one-off game. I'm not crazy worried right now. The series is tied, like just like it was during the regular season. Series tied. Oh well, I still think we come up on top though. Like, I don't truly see a reason of losing this series unless it's full collapse.
Well,
like if they don't handle that pressure right now of like, yeah, it's 1-1, but you need to win this game.
Well,
I think the next game decides a lot. For sure.
Well, yeah.
Especially for Calgary.
New Arena 2, you're not at home. We'll see. It's a best of 5 now. So to go more in depth into this, we got to go, I would say, look more into the stats. So for game 1, of course, there was the 1 goal you were saying scored by Elias Lindholm. This is by Kachuk and Gaudreau on the power play.
Woot woot.
We'll go through the goaltenders here. Jake Ottinger, 25 saves out of 26 shots for a 962 save percentage. Of course, Markey with the shutout with 16 saves. For that game 1 as well, the shots were 26-16 for the Flames. Face-off percentage was better in favor of the Flames, 56% to 44. Power plays, we were 1 for 5, well they were 0 for 5. Hits were 34-20 for the Flames. So they bring the physicality, as we saw. Giveaways were 12-11 in favor of the Flames. Not really in favor, but anyways. Penalty minutes 30 apiece. Game 2, 29 shots for the Flames, 23 for Dallas. Face-off percentage, 42.6% for the Flames, and then Dallas beats us in that category that night for 57.4%. Power plays, we were 0 for 3, they were 0 for 2. Hits, 35 for Calgary, 36 for Dallas. Giveaways, 21, 8 for Dallas. Penalty minutes, we had 12, they had 14. Okay, so I'll ask you what you feel about those stats, what I'm going to say is my kind of take on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see
Floor's all
that
yours.
Dallas, of course, did play a better game. I think with game one, they knew what they kind of had to do. They knew that Calgary was going to bring that physicality, and they really saw what we were doing, and they brought that to game two. How I see it is this. You look at the hits, 35-36. They beat us by one. But the amount of hits, to me, proves that Dallas came with a more physical game, even more than before. And we tried to not just match them, but beat them in it. And I felt like that became more of a main drive for that game for them than it should have been, and as well more like it's almost a distraction in my opinion. I mean you can probably disagree with me in the comments on that, but I think that kind of affected us a little bit. The giveaways, of course, too. It was a sloppier game for the Flames for sure. We still outshot them. I was also going to say, penalty minutes about the same, and I was also going to mention face-off percentage. Yeah, that also deals with it too. I feel the more the game progressed, the less we were winning those face-offs. It's funny. I don't think face-off percentage, matters as much as maybe you would. No, I think it actually matters more than I think it does, just because you know what, winning that face-off, right, possession-wise, it's just great for that, and especially it's like losing more face-offs and more giveaways, so you had the puck less.
Yeah.
I think that's all I had to think. I'll probably think of some more things to say, but what do you have?
Switching right over to me.
Yeah.
Cool. Honestly, yeah, so looking at stats-wise, for both games, stats-wise, Calgary kind of outplayed them a bit. In the shots, we obviously couldn't produce. In the second game, it made me so mad we couldn't produce anything. They would instantly just shut us right out of the zone. And yeah, these two are both very defensively powered teams, and it's a defensive battle no matter what you look at it. And I would have thought the defensive depth would have played a little bit better, but I kept seeing the fourth line get rolled out so much, and I'm like, why are we rolling out the fourth line when...
I don't know if it was the match for the physicality, or maybe it was because it was more just for that chipping kind of game.
Yeah.
Get it in deep, and then roll out your top line so that you can kind of get a setup going into the O zone. The zone entry definitely was way better in game one than game two.
Oh, yeah. It looked like we couldn't produce like anything at first, and then we kind of went on that little run. And, oh my god, I feel like the whole game itself would have changed if that first goal the Flames scored wasn't called back because of offside.
Unfortunately, Kachuk was just too route. I don't know how he got offside, to be honest. I had to rewatch the replay, but...
Yeah, he was off. He was offside.
It was blatant. I remember everyone cheering, but I didn't do anything. Because I heard the whistle. And then he go in and score.
I was cheering, and then I saw they didn't light it up, the lamp, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't count, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it was, unfortunately, but...
I feel like it would have been a totally different game, though, if that goal went in.
100%.
Like, if they counted that, but, oh, well, you can't do anything about it, and... before we kind of wrap this up, unless you have anything else to say.
Well, I was going to say one more thing. So
yeah, go ahead.
My biggest concern... So our positives, what are our positives? It is the goaltending.
Yep. Defense.
I'm going to say the defense, and there's some physicality to it.
First line still is playing well.
First line is still playing well, yes. They didn't score. They've only scored 1 in 2 games.
But they're not playing bad. Well. I truly haven't noticed a really bad moment from the first line. Okay, continue.
My biggest thing is we are not getting the secondary scoring. We haven't scored a goal yet on 5-on-5, and we're not getting secondary scoring.
Where all the def go?
We hope to see this in Game 3. We need it to, because if we are able to score, then I was worried. There's not a big problem, because honestly, we have the better scoring depth than Dallas, and we need to split that Toffoli and Mangiapane line. They need to play on different lines. I find they fit better when they're not playing with each other. I don't know why, but it's just like...
Very offensive skilled players like those two. I feel like they don't mix and match as well together.
It is weird. You think they would, but it's almost... Maybe it's because they're so similar in play. They do the same things, but it doesn't... It almost like leaves less ice because of that. Maybe it's like... I don't know.
Maybe you drop down Mangiapane and bring up... from that third line. Who's our third line again for sure? Could you think of that line? Can you think of those lines at the top of your head at the moment? Because I can't think of anything at the moment.
So what would you prefer?
Who would you move up to the second line if you drop Mangiapane?
Would you prefer Coleman? Do you prefer Dubé?
Or
Yarncroke?
I would pull. I think I would put Coleman.
Probably. Yeah.
I would put Coleman up because actually during playoffs, I've seen his play has improved quite a bit, and I was so mad when they almost tucked it in and he hit the post. Oh, so disappointed when I saw that. But
I haven't mind Coleman's game. He's bringing the intensity because I mean he does know what it is to be.
yeah, he's that depth playoff forward that we've wanted, and we've been talking about it before in a few episodes, and now we finally get to see him doing it. I'm really happy we have him
100%.
now. There's one more thing I wanted to ask you, and it's about Game 3. I want to hear what you think is going to happen.
Like a preview.
Yeah, a little bit of a preview because I know we won't go crazy in depth because we'll have to talk about another episode later. But
yeah,
I need your decent little review or pregame review on Game 3. What do you think happens?
I'm looking at a stat here before I say anything. I just realized how many players are considered centers on our team: Carpenter, Coleman, Backlund, Dubé, Yarncroke, Lewis, Lindholm, Monty, and Ruzicka.
You can also technically...
Well, there's technically only 2 right wingers, Richie and Toffoli, and 4 lefts, Angudro, Lucic, Mangia, and Kachuk.
You know what else?
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny.
You know what also bugged me about watching these last 2 games? I was kind of sitting there, like, when I was watching these games, I was kind of sitting there thinking, like, where's Monahan? Oh, right, he's injured.
I don't know.
It feels weird.
Monahan would have been good for Game 2 just because their face-off percentage was lacking. Yeah. I feel like the face-offs are going to matter a lot, especially in games that are 1-0 deficits for really close games. Back to the preview though.
Go ahead.
For Game 3. Game 3, you're in Dallas. Now, the positive to Game 3 for me is the fact that Dallas's home record was not that good, not that impressive in the regular season, and they like to make it hard on themselves. And the hockey guy, shout out to him, but he always makes that joke that the Stars always like to make it hard on themselves with 1-goal games, all that. So it's possible that we can come in and really do make a statement and shut the crowd up. Now you're in Dallas. Dallas fans are Dallas fans. They're pretty passionate. They're very passionate, and they're loud. So you're in their barn, and that is momentum. Especially now that they won, and they're going to go back into their barn. They're going to take that momentum with them.
Exactly.
So it'll be tough. Plus Ottinger. Ottinger has been playing lights out. He's impressive. Seems like it happens a lot. We run into a hot goalie. Once we have scoring troubles, it seems like we can't. It takes a long time to get back into the groove. And the problem for that is you don't have time in the playoffs.
No.
You only have 4 games at least.
Yeah.
So we gotta find it soon. I think we will. I don't think we'll find a lot of scoring. I think it could be probably a game like a 2-goal deficit, maybe a 4-2 win. I feel like we'll win in Dallas for Game 3. But it's still gonna be tough. But I feel like we're gonna finally just get some puck luck and be able to get better zone entries and crash the net more. We also need to crash the net more. Game 2, there was not a lot of net presence. Net from presence. I think you already said that. But,
no, I haven't actually.
Okay.
That's a very good point to bring up.
That too. So I think as long as we can do that and stay out of the damn penalty box. Holy moly, man. And the giveaways. It just ticks me off.
Fix it.
Did it keep recording?
Yeah, it's still good. Still good. Just put that way.
Yeah, so that's how I see it. What do you think?
Honestly, I think you made very good points about that. The positives is Markstrom hasn't stopped, and our defense obviously hasn't stopped either. Like, big things to change is obviously the amount of giveaways and stay out of the penalty box, but I think Sutter will get that implanted into their heads, or we're going to be in a doomed situation for sure. Negatives right now is depth scoring for sure, and we need that to pick up, and to be honest, I could see it picking up for Game 3 because I think this team will get pissed.
Especially if Sutter rips him a new one, right?
Oh, I think this team...
He was not happy in that press conf in that post game.
No, because like you could even see it in the second, third period during the Game 2. The Flames were pissed, like especially after that first goal, and like I think we could come on top. I could see maybe like a 3-1, 3-2 win for the Flames. Like again, like you said about Dallas being at home, they're not really the best.
Yeah.
They'll obviously make it a lot harder for themselves in the long run. But I see the Flames taking back Game 3, 100%. And guys, that will be all for. Oh, wait a minute. Is that recording?
Did it stop?
Shit, it did. Damn it. Wait, where did it stop to, though?
Wait, did it only record for a little bit?
I can't tell. No fucking way. I can't tell. Oh no! Aw, shit. Okay, I'm gonna stop this one. All right, boys. Well, thank you for listening to the Flames recap. We're so excited to see what happens for Game 3. If you guys enjoyed this, please check out our YouTube. We also started a TikTok, and we're also updating an Instagram as much as we can. If you like this, obviously leave a like. Leave your comments. We would love to see what you guys think, and obviously subscribe. Tristan, I'll also end it off with you again.
Alrighty, boys and girls. Well, thank you very much again for listening and watching. Remember, you can follow us on those platforms. And, hey, if you have anything to say, leave them down in the comments. We would love to hear some feedback from you guys. It'd be much appreciated. And, hey,
For sure.
go Flames go. Let's see what Game 3 is going to bring us some entertainment value, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Have a good night, guys. Peace.
Yahoo!